What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back again for our transfer target series. Obviously, last year, Slav and Simeon brought you position by position, top 5 targets in each position that we should be looking at. So today, we'll be looking at the goalkeeper target, seeing as Hugo Lloris has got 1 year left in his contract. Joe Hart is obviously running down his contract too, and Gazaniga has obviously just left the club. So, I mean, we could be in for a goalkeeper this year or next year, but we're definitely going to have to be in with a goalkeeper very soon, aren't we?
Yeah, we definitely have to start looking at this position, that's for sure, whether it be this year or not, because with Lloris unlikely to sign a new contract as things stand, it's a position that, to be honest, it's a position many feel we need upgrading right now. I think we're all right for the time being with Hugo, but with him being 34, going on 35, it's time to start thinking of the future, isn't it?
You know, with Hugo, I think a lot of fans kind of give Hugo a hard time, don't they? But what I think is when Hugo leaves, the whole fan base will actually realise how good of a keeper he actually was.
Exactly, you don't realise what you got till it's gone. I think it'll be a situation with Hugo for me.
All right, well, let's get into it. We've picked out 5 realistic targets, and we're going to start off with the first one, and that is Alphonse Areola, obviously on loan at Fulham from PSG. I've been impressed with him this season, even though Fulham have gone down. I think some of the saves he makes is brilliant. I think he's a really good keeper, to be fair.
Yeah, and he's obviously been at some big clubs. He's been at PSG. He's been at Real Madrid, played quite a few games for both teams. And I think he's shown real prowess at Fulham. He's got real good cat-like reflexes. He's got good command of his area. He's a good physical keeper as well. So I think he's at 28 years old. I think I'm right in saying I think he's going to the Euros. So I think he might be ready to be starting for a big team week in, week out. Look, you can say there is a reason he didn't quite make it at PSG or Madrid, but I think there's a very good goalkeeper in there, so he's definitely one we should definitely look at.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, with the choices France are taking to the Euros in terms of Lloris, Mike Maignan, and Areola, 3 brilliant keepers, isn't it?
Yeah, they got sport for choice, really, France. So
in every position, to be fair.
Yeah, I think Mike Maignan was definitely one I was looking at for sure, but he's gone to AC Milan now. But I think Areola is definitely one we should consider. All
right, well, let me know your thoughts on Alphonse Areola in the comment section below. Would you like him to replace Hugo Lloris? But let's move on to the next target, and this is Gianluigi Donnarumma. Obviously, I think it is a bit far-fetched, this one, but he has run down his contract. He's leaving AC Milan at the end of the season on a free transfer. Me, personally, I think he's touted for one of the bigger clubs, maybe one of the super clubs even.
Yeah, especially with his agent.
Is it Mino?
I think it's Raiola. So that makes complete sense in regards to that. But he is on the free. So if we think maybe we can steal a march on the competition, really give him some big wages, obviously we'll have a goalkeeper for a number of years available to us, because he's so young. He's been playing top level football ever since he was 16, and I think he's 23 now.
Is he the Italian number 1?
22. Is he the Italian number 1? I don't think so. I don't think he's the Italian number 1. I think there's someone ahead of him. I can't remember off the top of my head who it is. But he'll be going to the Euros. He's obviously a very, very good quality goalkeeper, and he's been at AC Milan for a number of years now. So he's definitely one I'd consider. I'll definitely go for him and throw the kitchen sink at him if he wants to come. But I don't think it's a realistic target, just because I think he's probably going to go to either Juventus or one of the big Spanish clubs, saying Barcelona potentially as well.
I think he is number 1, to be fair, but from Italy. But I think he's touted for someone like Juventus, to be fair. I think he really will go to Juventus this year. Allegri's gone back there, and I think he's going to sign a big keeper, seeing as their number 1, Szczesny. So I think Donnarumma will be going there. But let me know in the comment section below if you think if it's likely we can sign someone like Donnarumma. But let's move on to the third pick, and that is Sam Johnston from West Brom. He's going to the Euros with England as probably 3rd choice. I think he's had a fairly good season with West Brom, but they have gone down, haven't they? Similar to Areola.
Yeah, I don't think he's as good as Areola. I think Areola is a much better keeper, like commanding his box and things like that, and his reflexes as well. I much prefer Areola. So I think Johnston is a decent keeper. I wouldn't mind him as backup, but I wouldn't want him to be our starting goalkeeper, I think, for Sam Johnston. Although he showed a few times he's got pretty decent distribution. I remember one time he got an assist against Chelsea with a really good pass to Pereira for the equaliser in that game. But I don't know. I don't think Sam Johnston's of the required ability to be our number 1.
Yeah, he was actually a product of the Manchester United Academy. Obviously didn't make it there, and he kind of built his way up in the lower leagues, and then I think getting promoted with West Brom last year. I actually like him as a keeper. I do like him as a keeper, but when you're bringing him in to replace someone like Hugo Lloris, it's just you can't do that. You can't do that. He's not good enough for that. I think we should be setting our sights a bit higher than Sam Johnston. But like you said, I do like him, and if he was to come in as a backup, I would take it. But Sam Johnston, I thought he was much younger. He's 28 years old already.
Yeah, he's not young at all.
But for a keeper, I guess that's fairly young.
Yeah, but I just feel like he's taken him this long to get to this stage. I don't feel like he's. I don't feel like he's the best we can get. We can get better than Sam Johnston.
All right, and the fourth choice, we are going for Andre Onana. Obviously, he's been linked with us in the past. Ajax is number one. We valued him at around 22 million. What do you make out of him?
Well, he's actually been banned for 12 months for a doping violation. I completely have overlooked that. But so he's only going to be available to play in February 2022. So he's definitely one. Maybe if you're looking at Lloris to stay on for another year, it's potentially one that he could be available for a cheaper price now. You sign him now to be ready to take over from Lloris if Lloris does depart at the end of next season. I think he's a very good goalkeeper. I think he's had some great years at Ajax. He clearly, he's one of those keepers, a bit like Edison in terms of he likes the ball to feet and he likes to play out the back and stuff like that. He's very adept at that, and that's something we haven't had for a long time.
He's got a mistake in him though, doesn't he?
Yeah, he has a mistake. I mean, what keeper doesn't have a mistake in him? But I think yeah, he's not maybe as consistent as some of the top keepers, but I think if we want to move to a more possession-based style of football, he could be very crucial to that in terms of, you see how many opportunities Edison creates just from his goalkeeping area, and I think Onana could be of that same ilk.
All right, and let's move on to the last and final selection, and that is Nick Pope of Burnley. And me personally, I think this is probably the most likely one out of the lot.
Yeah. I think obviously he's got that surgery which ruled him out the Euros, unfortunately for him. But he's a very solid goalkeeper. I think he's definitely much better than the likes of Johnston, much more solid. I think he's been solid for a number of years now at Burnley, ever since he broke into the team. Whenever called upon, he's been pretty good. He doesn't make big mistakes. He's not one who makes like unbelievable saves, but he makes the saves he should make and doesn't make errors. And that's the most important thing. He's just a very solid goalkeeper. I can definitely see him being very seriously considered by Spurs, and definitely one that's gettable as well, seeing he's playing for Burnley.
What do you think about his kind of attributes from playing out the back and what have you, and his distribution skills?
It's not the strongest.
Yeah.
It's not as strong as other keepers on that list, but I guess you've got to give and take with what you get with a goalkeeper.
I was thinking that, obviously we don't know who our manager's going to be, but I was thinking when Jose was our manager, it is quite likely we get a Nick Pope. But now, if we get like a pressing possession style based manager, actually, it might not be the case.
Yeah, we might look at someone who much more comfortable with the ball to feet and much more comfortable spraying passes around the pitch. And that's something Lloris has definitely struggled at since his time. It would be nice to have a keeper finally in goal who could be comfortable with the ball to feet, because I think it's very important in the modern game.
All right, well, let me know in the comment section below which of those keepers you think would be most suited to at Spurs, which one is the most realistic. And
or if anyone we left out, yeah.
Exactly. And obviously, if there's anyone that we left out who you think is a viable option for Tottenham in the goalkeeping position, let me know in the comment section below. Let me just run through the players that we have spoken about today. So that is Donnarumma, Nick Pope, Sam Johnston, Areola and Onana of Ajax. I think there are some good keepers there. I mean, like I mentioned, Donnarumma probably is a bit out of our range, even though he is the cheapest one out of the lot. Yeah. But so those are our goalkeeping options. Let us know in the comment section below what you thought of them. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.